Of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, in partnership with the Guam National Olympic Committee and Guam's delegation to the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, Biba Team Guam. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Coming up now on Primetime, the push continues from one lawmaker for the governor to make the all-rise payments. Plus, an OPA audit of the government's quarantine and isolation facilities has one senator calling for the attorney general to investigate. And with the current system on its last legs, a contract has finally been awarded for the next generation 911 system.
Hafa and good evening. I'm Tyler Matanani. Guadalupe and the legislature are digging their heels in over expedited payment of local pandemic assistance known as the All Rise program. Republican lawmakers and some Democrats are maneuvering to get the money out as soon as possible. But the governor is standing firm that she needs to wait for the final federal spending guidelines before the payments can be made. Nestor Lecanto reports.
With more than $600 million in American Rescue Plan money waiting to be spent, Republican Senator Jim Moylan says they will continue to push the governor to make the rise payments.
You know, we're just not going to sit back here and let the governor dictate to the senators what we're supposed to do. No, you're not. And we're going to push this forward.
Two bills are being fast-tracked, one to increase the payments, another to streamline the application process. Senators also want to eliminate the funding cap and the deadline for payments. Meanwhile, Guadalupe has shifted on at least one point. Acting Governor Josh Tenorio announced that Rev Tax will now validate village residency, so applicants will no longer have to wait in long lines at mayor's offices.
It seems the governor does what she wants when it's convenient for her. You know, when she finally did that, it was just with a memo. Now you're telling us, Governor, butt out, and that you can take care of this. It's an executive function. But before, you're saying, oh, we had to follow the rules of the legislature. So which is it?
Moylan also accuses the administration of not understanding the urgency of the situation. He points out that along with the governor, two key cabinet members, Budget Director Lester Carlson and Administration Director Edward Byrne, are currently off island.
You know, they really make it obvious it's not that important to them. And that's just too bad. But we can move on.
But some Democrats are pushing back. A news release from Party Executive Director Chirag Bojwani called the GOP's recent statements, quote, reckless, wrong, and inaccurate. He echoed the governor's statements that spending the money without final rules could result in taxpayers having to pay it back. The Democrats add that expenditures will be subject to federal audit and everyone will know how the funds are being spent. They also suggest Republicans in particular are playing politics, saying, quote, the GOP knows each of these facts, but as they prepare for a gubernatorial election, they obviously care more about laying blame than solving problems. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
The administration has also been accused of playing politics by delaying the payout of ARPA money as close to the 2022 election year as it can. We caught up with Acting Governor Josh Tenorio, who rejected Republican innuendo, saying that's actually the federal government's intent for the funding.
And if they were to take a look at the instructions, these funds are to be used over multiple years. And I think that that's the way to go. And I just say this, that clearly, based on all of their examples of fiscal leadership, I think we've demonstrated to the people of Guam that we are very good and custodians of the fiscal resources, and our pledge is to make sure that they go to the right places, make sure that we stabilize our island and stabilize the economy.
But why not take a calculated risk that when the final spending guidance is released, providing direct assistance to needy residents will be allowed?
I think that taking a leap of faith is basically going to create a liability perhaps by the government of Guam. I don't think the general fund can afford to pay back lots of federal funds if we determine that there are classes of people that may not be eligible for the payments. And I think that that's why it's very careful, and we're being very deliberate about making sure that we can stand behind payments that are fully legal and fully justified.
Tenorio says the administration will do what it can to ensure a smooth process once the RISE applications are ready. Senator Frank Blas Jr. isn't checking out on an audit released by the public auditor on the procurement of hotels last year to serve as the government's quarantine and isolation facility. He's calling on the AG to investigate.
He's a member of the Committee on Public Accountability, and that's exactly what Senator Frank Blas Jr. wants to see. Someone held accountable for $3 million in questioned costs for last year's first round of procurement of hotels used as quarantine and isolation facilities. The audit found the governor lacked procurement authority. The governor's legal counsel and son-in-law had a conflict of interest. With one of the hotels, there was an incomplete procurement record, and the quarantine and isolation facilities did not conform to the requirements in the governor's executive order and procurement law. According to the letter from Senator Blas to Attorney General Levan Camacho, it appears that what was done was illegal, and somebody has to answer for it. Acting Governor Josh Tenorio.
I guess I'd have the same response as last year.
Because of the way this procurement or whatever this was for these hotels, these quarantine facilities / isolation facilities were handled, in your opinion and your experience, would this raise a red flag with FEMA in terms of reimbursement?
Sure. Yeah, of course. You know, they have to, any large transaction it's not necessarily a red flag, but everything will be scrutinized. You know, even the best procurements have to go through the scrutiny and make sure that they're in compliance, and only then will they get paid. So for sure, this one, I think definitely on all fronts, all the details of this procurement certainly will have to be reviewed.
The acting governor deferring comment on the call for an investigation to the Attorney General's office, which he says has statutory authority to review the audit findings and to make a case for recommendations. The AG's office, however, also provided guidance on this procurement last year, even so far as refusing to answer questions from senators during last year's marathon oversight hearing on the issue, claiming attorney-client privilege.
The AG's office confirms receipt of Senator Blas's letter and is reviewing it. The Guam International Airport Authority will be implementing a parking system that will help with the flow of traffic. Now, it may not be new to many other airports, but for Guam, it will help tremendously. It's not a new concept for most airports, but for Guam, it will certainly enhance the pickup process.
They don't have to keep driving around the airport waiting for their folks to come in.
Starting Wednesday, the Guam International Airport will begin implementing cell phone lots, a parking lot where drivers will wait before picking up passengers. The system will reduce congestion in arrival areas and allow for a smoother flow of traffic.
They'll wait just like in other airports in the States. They'll go to the cell phone lot, they'll park, and they'll wait for someone to call them on their cell phone, say, hey, I'm coming out of customs, I'm ready to be picked up, instead of going to the arrivals area and waiting, and then the cops will come in and say, hey, you need to move, you need to move. So they'll just go and wait, which is the old cargo area, and then you just go right down into arrivals. It's easy, very easy. We made it convenient for the folks to pick up their loved ones.
25 slots will be designated for drivers to park. The airport authority was ready to go with the new system pre-COVID.
When COVID hit, of course, even the taxis went away, because there's no passengers coming in.
One of the next projects the GIAA plans to undertake is the installation of charging ports for electric cars.
A lot of manufacturers are starting to do away with gasoline vehicles and go to electric.
It's just another way GIAA plans to make traveling all the better experience. After decades of waiting, a state-of-the-art next-generation 911 emergency dispatch center will finally be established on Guam. Acting Fire Chief Joey Sinicolas said, quote, Fire Chief Stone and the GFD team are beyond excited to finally have reached this milestone and give the world's current 911 technology to the emergency medical dispatchers within the 911 Communications Center. Caller ID, location, text to 911, and GPS mapping capabilities are some of the latest advantages of the NG 911 system. The Guam Fire Department has awarded the 3-year contract to Tidal Government Solutions. Associate Director, Program Management of Tidal Athene LLC, Todd Wilson, stated, quote, "Our team of dedicated professionals is committed to providing the territory with the services and physical space that reflect Governor Leon Guerrero's goal to substantially upgrade emergency response capabilities on the island." Within the first year, Tidal will work in partnership with GFD on the installation and seamless transition from the current E911 system to the NG 911 system. Governor Leon Guerrero said, quote, "While our administration restored the 911 special fund, we must also follow through with ensuring the proper systems are in place to enable our first responders to perform their life-saving mission." Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, it's a beautiful, who we can always count on, and the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
Summer is here, and at Cars Plus, we have the perfect Jeep for your summer adventures. Whether you're going off-road or just getting ready to hit the beach down south, make this the summer event you find your Jeep, like the 2021 Jeep Wrangler or the 2021 Jeep Gladiator, equipped with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Call us at 477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to schedule a test drive today. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Man, Pizza Hut packs so much meat in their meat lovers pizza. 6 meats, over a pound of meat and cheese. This thing's a monster. Grab a meat lovers pizza before it's gone. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. The Guam Environmental Protection Agency is actively investigating a recent incident involving stormwater runoff from a Mingilao solar project.
A picture says 1,000 words, and in this case it could lead to thousands of dollars in fines.
For improper stormwater management, and this has come up in past investigations and stories that KUAM has covered, there is a civil penalty maximum of $125,000.
Guam Environmental Protection Agency spokesperson Nick Lee confirms an active investigation is underway into a solar project in Mangilao by Samsung E&C America, Inc. A complaint, along with pictures and videos, were submitted to Guam EPA on Friday, showing stormwater runoff from the project, flooding the access road and therefore blocking access to private property owners in the area.
So the runoff that was observed in the photos and the videos was also observed in person by both the chief engineer and the program manager. The program inspected some of the ponding basins on the facility. Before I continue on, however, I do have to remind everybody that this is an active investigation. Pending further review of the site project plans and their stormwater management plans, we'll make a determination as to whether or not a notice of violation or any orders of compliance and administrative penalty orders are going to be issued to the company.
The ponding basin is what's critical here because it's designed to capture stormwater runoff.
And the idea behind that is, it's going to collect there and eventually it will percolate down rather than flow out of the property. That did not appear to be happening on the site.
Lee adding there's strong evidence that the solar site has not properly managed its stormwater runoff. A follow-up inspection is likely.
If a determination is made where there is a violation, then the public can expect enforcement action to ensue.
Another 64 FSM citizens will be returning home in Pohnpei this Thursday after being stranded on Guam for over a year and a half. According to FSM Consul General Teresa Philippin, all returning citizens are fully vaccinated except for non-eligible children. Since June, all citizens flying home are responsible for their airfare. Philippin said the FSM government covers the quarantine costs for the 7 days here on Guam prior to departure and another 7 to 14 days in Pohnpei. Another repatriation flight with over 60 FSM citizens is scheduled for August 9th, also to Pohnpei. The Guam Department of Education is almost ready to kick off the new school year safely. GDOE is still going over the final run-through of their COVID-19 safety protocols with the Department of Public Health and Social Services, as the start of the classes is about 3 weeks away. GDOE Interim Public Information Officer Michelle Franquez.
We're still doing the 6-foot distance in common areas and the cafeteria. And we are going to try to push for 3 feet distancing if possible in the classrooms. If not, then we're doing all the other mitigation practices, hand sanitizing, wearing of the mask while in the classroom.
More information of the COVID safety measures is expected to be released this week, Friday. The push is on to get more Americans vaccinated against the coronavirus after the nation's top infectious disease expert warned the U.S. is moving in the wrong direction. Today, more government entities impose new vaccine mandates as cases of the illness surge. Elise Preston has more from New York.
Individuals' choice not to get vaccinated is now impacting the rest of us in a profound and devastating and deadly way.
California says all government employees must get vaccinated or undergo weekly COVID-19 testing. New York City's 300,000 municipal workers face the same mandate.
This means everybody. This means obviously everyone who works in our schools, our educators and staff. It means the NYPD, the FDNY. It means all city agencies.
And the Department of Veterans Affairs becomes the first major federal agency to require its healthcare workers be vaccinated.
In the tug of war between vaccines and the variants,
we should continue to bet on vaccines.
On Monday, more than 50 health organizations, including the American Medical Association and the American Academy of Pediatrics, called for all healthcare workers to be required to get vaccinated. Cases are surging coast to coast, driven by the Delta variant. Florida now accounts for 1 in 5 new cases nationally.
Just doesn't feel like things are under control here, and I just don't know what's going to happen now that the numbers are rising.
Hospitalizations have more than doubled in Louisiana over the last 10 days, and in Arkansas,
I think a lot of people are scared.
The owner of an Arkansas pharmacy says she's seen a dramatic increase at the number of people coming in for vaccinations over the past 2 weeks. So far, 41% of eligible Arkansas residents are fully vaccinated. The national average is 49%. Elise Preston, CBS News.
The Department of Homeland Security has pledged to review Guam's high rate of H-2B visa denials. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero met in Washington yesterday with DHS Undersecretary Kelly Ann Bereshi. In a news release, the governor said she stressed the need for an immediate solution and underscored the direct impact to Guam's economic growth, especially at this pivotal time of rebuilding and recovery. She said the lack of skilled labor will increase the costs of construction, housing, and real estate. The undersecretary said USCIC will now assess all administrative rules, regulations, and policies that may have led to the recent uptick in denials. Separately, she also expressed appreciation for the governor's proactive support of Guam as a temporary processing site for Afghan evacuees, although a final decision to use the island has not yet been made. The Guam Visitors Bureau is still considering a plan to pass out $500 debit cards for tourists to use at local businesses. GVB Vice President Jerry Perez told board members at the regular meeting Tuesday that they met with a contractor.
The good news is they can do it. The not so good news is that the lead time is about 45 to 60 days before they can make delivery on debit cards. By this time, it will be around September, so which is probably about the right time anyway for us to be able to use this incentive if we decide to proceed with it.
Perez says the budget for the debit card promotion is about $2.5 million. In other news, Perez said more regular flights and charters will be coming in from Korea starting the first week of August. 4 different carriers are expected to have flights, although Korea is dealing with a new rise in COVID infections. Down the street from their senior center, residents of Inalahan will have a new basketball court 4 months from now. Guam Housing Urban and Renewal Authority held a groundbreaking ceremony for the Inalahan basketball court this morning. Inalahan Mayor Anthony Chargala thanked Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, Lieutenant Governor Joshua Tenorio, GURA Director Ray Tapasnia, and all involved for making this project possible. He hopes the youth can come to the basketball court to rebuild their skill sets.
And try to give them an alternative rather than doing drugs and rather than stealing or what have you. This facility is going to definitely be a meeting spot, a place for them to socialize, a place for them to have physical activities, a place for them to make friends and learn the rule of sportsmanship.
The $650,000 project is funded by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and Community Development Block Grant. The awarded contractor is JJ Global Services. A survey that examines Chamorro identity, community concerns, and thoughts about self-determination is being conducted. Here's more with Isaiah again.
According to their website, the Guahan 2021 survey aims to conduct the largest Guahan-specific survey that focuses on those who identify as Chamorro and is interested in understanding Chamorro identity and concerns. They aim to have a community-engaged and informed survey through partnerships, community capacity, and partnership for data-driven, evidence-based policy making, and a survey that amplifies the diverse voices of the Chamorro community. Speaking on the link, Kevin Lujan Lee, co-principal investigator of the project, elaborates more on the initiative.
I think with this survey, we're really trying to start a community conversation. And like both Ari and Nikki were saying, different people have really different thoughts about how they identify, how they feel about the word identify, what they think about the word identity, what they think it means to be Chamorro. And we're not trying to tell anybody how to think or how to feel. We're just interested in providing a platform to begin those kinds of conversations because we think that everybody should be able to express their identity and say a little bit about their relationship to it, however they phrase that.
The survey began on July 15th and is expected to wind down on August 15th with the hopes of surveying at least 325 Chamorros residing on Guahan. Interested individuals can partake in this survey on their website at guamstudy.org. For more details, you can contact them via email at guamsurvey@gmail.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
It's a free financial literacy program for middle school students. The Junior Achievement Guam, in partnership with Title Guarantee of Guam, announces the JA Economics for Success pilot workshop on July 29th at the Guam Community College. The workshop will be spearheaded by Ginefsaga, a high school student group that participated in the 2020 to 2021 company program. The entire workshop is 3 hours long and consists of engaging hands-on activities and learning exercises. There will be 2 separate sessions available. Program manager Mark Wang mentioned what topics will be covered.
The first event, or the event that the boys are...
Importance of good personal finance practices, and then also kind of just things like learning how to use learning about like just basic, very, very basic ideas of why like doing things like saving or like investing, all things like that are really important. And also, like understanding like the different risks of things. And so, obviously we're still high school students, but this program has been a great experience for us.
The ultimate objective of the program is to allow students to understand the essence of a successful economic life. Junior Achievement's mission is to prepare and inspire today's youth to succeed in a global economy. Interested participants can sign up by visiting ja-guam.org. Coming up, sports with Dave Delgado. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
KUAM News, in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau, brings you the Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase. Look out for this powerful symbol for visitors, island residents, and industry workers alike, as it represents establishments with a consistent global commitment to safety practices. Stamped with approval by the Guam Visitors Bureau and the World Travel Tourism Council. Every Monday on KUAM News will feature a different local business who's taken the Safe Guam and Safe Travels pledge to maintain health and safety standards to get Guam back on track. Log on to visitguam.com to see how your business can receive the designation, what businesses in our community are Guam Safe certified, and have the WTTC Safe Travel certified.
Half a day.
Hi.
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles Driver's Rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
Just wash it later, bro. Or ask your mommy to do it for you since you still live at home.
Yeah. I don't even know how to do my own laundry.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We get the show started tonight with some rugby news on Michaela Atoigwe, who represented Guam out in the rugby tournament held in Utah. Check it out. It was just last month when Michaela Atoigwe traveled to Arkansas to take part in the ARPTC rugby camp. She lived and trained alongside other rugby players from across the nation for 2 weeks. This time around, she was invited to compete in the North American Invitationals held in Utah.
But this one was way more demanding and way more intense since we knew that the tournament we were going to was going to be humongous. The schedule was way different than before, and we were asked to we were asked to meet those expectations. Also, going into it, I was really hungry because I knew I wanted to do really good at this tournament because coaches and all of the schools I wanted to go to were treating this tournament as like the National Youth Championship. So if I wanted to show out, this tournament was going to be it. So I knew I needed to train for it.
There was a total of 22 teams in the U18 division. The Falcons advanced to the finals and faced the heavy favorite Rhinos Elite squad for the championship title.
We played against the Rhinos Elite, and they're a well-known team. They're very good, and they really did show what they were made of in that finals match. Though we didn't exactly get close to winning, we still played as if it was our game, and that's what you have to do, even though you feel like you weren't there. We kept our defense up, and we just kept on fighting through the 15 minutes.
Michaela did her part and scored 3 tries in the tournament.
I knew I played way better this tournament than the one I did in June. Whenever I had the opportunity to, I attacked space, and I just knew I wanted to score because, as I said, like, the coaches were going to be there. And ultimately it paid off. I believe my hard work helped my team get to the finals.
She wanted to thank her mom and sister for their support. She says it really helped with her mindset and made her more appreciative for the opportunity she was given.
I'm definitely excited for this coming senior year. I learned so much, and my love and passion for rugby grew while being out here and having all these opportunities. I really want to play collegiately for several schools, and I got to even talk to those coaches in the last days, and I've been emailing them, and I showed out. I impressed them, and they saw what I did out there. They saw all my tries, they saw my defensive techniques, they saw my footwork, and I'm just happy to show them what I was made of.
Make sure to stay updated with the Olympic Games by logging on to NBCOlympics.com. You can also tune into KUAM TV 8 tonight. The U.S. men's gymnastics team eyes a spot on the podium. It's also a big night in the pool with Olympic champions and rising stars going for gold. The Tokyo Olympics tonight on NBC.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich. You'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
It is a happy birthday on this July 27th to Josephine Uggan, who is getting happiest of birthday wishes. Your shoutout says, we hope you have a wonderful one and know how much that you are loved. This is coming, Josephine, from your family and especially from your daughter, Joan. Ah, that's lovely. Daughter's love is irreplaceable. Good job, Joan. And Vicky Guerrero, happy birthday blessings to this woman with a heart of gold. Vicky Guerrero, we love you, says Mom. So Josephine and Vicky, Miss Uggan and Miss Guerrero, we hope that the both of you have blessed birthdays, have a wonderful day, and know that you're special to each and every one of us, every single day.
That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching. Have a good night and be safe.
Hafa everybody, I'm Sabrina Salas Matanani. Welcome to our Health, Home, and Lifestyle edition of KUAM News Extra. In Health Check